guys, it's Friday morning. What a show we had for you. We spoke about the overstay visa amnesty and why these students got a text from the one and only Crown Prince of Dubai.
And so if your bestie, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, texted you, please let us know. And don't forget as well to subscribe to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, and enjoy the show.
Good morning, Dubai. It is Friday. We're so excited to kick off this weekend with you. Our top story on the Lovin Dubai show today, the overstay visa amnesty. We have everything you need to know.
As well, parking is now paid at this Dubai neighborhood.
Yes, it is. We're also talking about the exciting text messages top performing students in Dubai received from the one and only His Highness Sheikh Hamdan.
And Dubai is the world's top destination for executive nomads.
And we're super excited for our interview later. We're going to meet the founder of the UAE's first women's only football club. If that interests you, please stay tuned because she'll be joining us at about 8:50.
I mean, honestly, talk about women empowerment. It is 328 days since the genocide began in Gaza on October 7. The current death toll stands at 40,602. The number of injured people is 93,855, and 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes.
In today's rapid weather report, you'll have felt that humidity. We're looking at highs of 39 degrees. Humidity has bounced back up to 76%. If you were listening to the show over the last while, we went from 62 to 72 to 62 to 62 back to 72. Now it's at 76%, and you can feel that thick, heavy fog this morning. People who are more concerned about that is Farah, who's off on a staycay this weekend.
I mean, honestly,
you look great, by the way.
I mean, I am so ready, like emotionally and mentally for the staycation.
Emotionally ready for a staycation. How on earth did you make yourself emotionally ready? Was that tough for you?
Yeah, because you know what? Because like I needed to get the good amount of sleep. I needed to be like, you know what, Farah, you are not going to be sleeping early, the staycation.
Oh, really?
Literally. Because like, I can't, why would I go on a staycation and like be in bed by like, I don't know, 10 p.m.
Because the beds are so comfortable.
Yeah,
I love nothing more than getting into it. Oh my God, my age.
Well,
my age.
No, it's okay. It's funny.
So you stay up late on staycations. Okay, I get the vibe.
Because
it's
like it's
vibe.
like, you know, because like I sleep early every single day. So like I have had like this idea embedded in everyone's heads. It's like, oh, Farah, they have like they think it's funny, but it's not funny. It's like, oh my God, Farah, it's past your bedtime. And I'm like, it's the weekend, you guys. I don't sleep early on the weekends.
So what's late?
Like 1 a.m.
YOLO.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Also giving us Farah vibes is this photo because we came across this article and it's about, we found it on Unilad of all places. I love this page. People claim there is one phrase that immediately reveals if someone is rich. So if they say this one thing, they're not boasting, but you can still tell they're wealthy. What do you think it is?
I think that they say, if you ask someone, like, it's like, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm comfortable.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Literally, because like, you know, because like that's what my family says all the time. It's like when someone asks them about like, you know, like the money and so on.
Farah's family got the cash.
I mean, wink, 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 wink. But that's what they say. It's like it's like, you know, I've always like heard it from my family. They go like, oh yeah, I'm very comfortable.
It's a nice phrase because it's basically saying we're not concerned, but you're not gloating.
Showing off. Exactly. Yes. Because as well, my uncle says all the time, who by the way lives in an amazing villa that he owns, and I'm like, okay, uncle, okay. He tells me all the time, you know what, Farah? Never tell anyone what you own and what you don't own.
We'll do it for you.
Just like, you know, if someone asks, you know, be very, I would say, he's very humble. He even like, you know, he's very comfortable, as he says.
He's very comfortable in himself.
Very comfortable. So like, you know, like when he like dresses, he dresses in like the most basic casual stuff. So like he all the time, like I sit with him and I love talking to him. He tells me, you know what, Farah? Wealthy people are very, I would say, humble. But people who are not wealthy and more on the not comfortable side are louder.
So interesting.
Because like if you, and by the way, he's right. Like for example, let's look at Adam Sandler. He's probably the kind of a guy who goes like, who tells people, oh yeah, I'm comfortable, and probably have, I don't know, gifts his children, like, I don't know, a lot of really nice, cool stuff, you know, and however he goes out in like the most basic outfit.
He's a chill outfit guy.
Yeah.
Right, because they're concentrating on other things.
Literally.
Amassing their wealth.
Yes.
So
they're comfortable.
If you ask your bestie at work, how's your finances, and they say they're comfortable, now you
just know.
This is the phrase that the rich people are using.
Yeah.
Speaking of making you comfortable, we're going to jump into our top story of today. A visa amnesty is coming for overstayers, and this is everything you need to know. It's beginning on September 1st. The General Directorate of Residency and Foreign Affairs, GDRFA, said the amnesty programme will start on Sunday, September 1.
Well, as well, the campaign applies to 4 categories of residency law violators, including those who violated the rules after the grace period or after the permit has expired. Individuals listed in the administrative list with labor absconding report, those with expired visas, and as well foreign-born individuals whose guardians have not formalized their residency within 4 months of birth.
It also offers 11 benefits, including exemptions from various fines. Yes, you can be exempted from fines and fees such as administrative fees for overstaying illegally, establishment card fines, ID card fines, and many more.
Violators can also now leave the country after resolving their status without any administrative restrictions preventing their return.
The departure permit is valid for 14 days from issuance. All previous fines from restrictions will be automatically reimposed if departure is not completed within that grace period or after the permits expire outside from the exemption period.
And as well, if the biometric data is not available, their beneficiary will be directed to designated fingerprinting centers for those aged 15 and above.
We speak about these amnesties. They come every now and again in this country. It's an amazing moment, especially for people who were living in fear of overstay fines, which can happen. It can happen really easily. Someone says, oh, I'm here on a tourist visa, maybe I'll stay, and the fines get bigger and bigger, and it's a very scary thing to go and have to present yourself to authorities. Every now and then authorities will say, open arms, we don't want this type of behaviour in our country. We don't want people living under the legal fold. We want everyone to be above board, everyone to have their Emirates ID, and this will allow you to get back into the good graces of the country. So if you know anyone, get in touch.
I mean, 100%, because like I know a friend who his residency really it expired, and then there were a lot of fines that were accumulating on him because he did not he did not redo his residency after that, and he would be like, oh yeah, it's fine, but he'd be like, oh yeah, it's only that much, it's only like I don't know, like 20 dirhams I think per day or so. I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, I think it's more,
it's more. I'm not sure how much, but he would take it very lightly, but then towards the end it's all accumulated and it's all just built up to this very huge number. So
right, and if we look at other countries where people want to move to, the US for example, there's a lot of people who don't make themselves known to authorities, and they're living illegally in the country, and it's the difficulties that comes with that. So in the UAE, what they're trying to do is make sure that everyone is above board and legal. So this is a really great thing that it offers. It means that your fines could be removed, the administrative fines will be gone, and it begins on September 1st. Now, when we get more information on that, we will bring it to you for sure. Let's jump into our next story. We're talking about parking, paid parking in Dubai.
Yes, well, this is a fine you would not want to pay as well. Parking fines. Well, parking is now paid in this Dubai neighborhood. Paid parking has been implemented at Dubai Hills Estate. This new system aims to manage parking availability and as well ensure a smoother experience for everyone.
So the parking fees are as follows. 1 hour will cost you 4 dirham, 2 hours will cost you 8, and 3 hours for 12, 4 hours is 16 dirham.
So of course, make sure to follow the new parking rules to avoid any fines, because parking fines are, I would really say, they're like a dagger to the heart.
They are a dagger to the heart.
They really,
it's my feeling exactly.
It's like because it starts as 4 dirhams, that you forgot to pay, let's say, or you ignored maybe not on purpose, to pay. And then it's like you see a fine of like, I don't know, 50 dirhams or 100 dirhams, and you're like,
100. It's interesting how the scale of fines are different. So parking is less than speeding. But you're so right, because either A, you forgot, B, you missed it, or you got that reminder text through and you didn't hit the remind, and then you get that fine. So take note, there are more areas in Dubai with paid parking, and Dubai Hills Estate is now one of them. 4 dirham won't financially ruin you, but a fine certainly could. So please take note of that if you're heading there this weekend in your Rolls, because that's what we drive here.
Oh yeah, it's casual. I mean, I have the same car, guys, but just like it's a different color. It's just like the same. It's just different color.
I like this silver.
Oh,
fancy. You know what
I mean? It is very fancy, but like I don't know. I just thought I would get black.
Oh right, okay, got you. So
that's
part of black rolls. Me and my silver one.
Yes.
This is jumping into our next story about
His Highness Sheikh Hamdan. I mean, if you guys are best friends with Sheikh Hamdan, of course. Well, these students got texts from His Highness Sheikh Hamdan. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai, has sent personal messages to 40 top performing students who have been recognized for their outstanding achievements.
In his heartfelt messages, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan congratulated these exceptional students selected for academic rewards program and their parents as well. He expressed his personal pride in their accomplishments, noting that their success is a source of pride for everyone in Dubai.
Well, as well, Sheikh Hamdan encouraged the students to continue their great work, emphasizing that Dubai looks forward to the many ways they will positively impact the future. And he's right. He is right, because we all the time talk about how Dubai actually invests in its, like residents, and as well in the students and in its citizens, offering them free scholarships, and the list goes on and on. So the fact that His Highness Sheikh Hamdan sent text to overachieving, or like I would say like the top 40 students, it's just like I would be flattered. I
would be so flattered. And we haven't spoke much about the results period, but obviously once you've got a family member in it, it's so much crunch time. And we shared a video, it got hundreds of thousands of views, of a family waiting for the results. And whether or not you got recognized by the ruler, but we know that the rulers are eyeing in education. It's really important. Like, it's such a big family moment, and I think it's amazing that this big moment in people's lives is being recognized by the leaders. Like, can you remember, like, what were the big results for you?
I actually as well like did an IG test, so I relate to the video of that boy who is, by the way, he relates to an influencer in the Arabic world, and he's really famous. And as well, the IG exam is really hard. It's not easy, because like you learn everything from like the book, like you learn the curriculum of 3 years, grade 10, 11 and 12. And I remember vividly having the biology CSE exam, and I got so mad studying to the point where like I was frustrated. I took the book, the very heavy thick book, and I threw it across the wall because I couldn't, because like like you would study it and you would forget. It was so hard. And I remember feeling like, did I do well in the exam? Did I not do well in the exam? Because this is, of course, like the British system is very hard, and the results that come in, it's across, like, it's not only like like for like the Dubai, it as well as like across like the UK.
Right.
So to get like a good grade, it's like something huge. So I remember getting a 98.7.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. And that was literally, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna become a doctor. And then my mom was like,
that's amazing.
And ever since, I've always like had like a very, I've always been known for my memory, because like I never forget anything.
Right.
Almost. So like if I have an argument with someone, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I remember what you said at this time, on this day, you were wearing this and that, and you said A, B, C, and they would be like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. So I remember so well relating to that video.
Results day was very special for you.
Very special for me.
Interesting. I'm sure we all have amazing memories of results days. But if you don't get the results that you dreamed for, if you don't get a 98, life moves on, let me tell you. Before we jump into our next story, we want to level up your swag game. The Lovin merch has dropped, and there's so many cool, customizable things available on the Lovin merch website. So basically we've got like t-shirts and hoodies, and then you can customize it to your city. So of course we'll always rep Dubai, we love Dubai, but Lovin works across 22 cities, and you can customize your winter uniform or your summer uniform based on the city that you love. So grab your Lovin gear now before it is snapped up. Let's jump into our next story. We're talking about the world's top destination for executive nomads. Dubai and Abu Dhabi have been named the top city in the latest Savills Executive Nomad Index report. Dubai holds the top spot for a second year in a row, with Abu Dhabi rising to second place after climbing 2 spots.
The Savills Executive Nomad Index, from a real estate services giant listed on the London Stock Exchange, ranks the top 25 destinations for long-term remote workers.
And you can see why.
100%. I honestly, the thing is, I just like love Dubai. I can sit here on this chair and talk about how amazing Dubai is for everyone.
Wouldn't be like us.
Of course. But for sure, like, you know, like, I agree with the fact that it's really the best destination for remote workers, because like, what an amazing destination to work remotely. Like, you can like work at the beach, you can work at, I don't know, a club, like while having brunch, you can work anywhere, which is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize what I wanted to be when I grew up until I read this report, and it says executive nomad, and I was like, I want to be an executive nomad. Like, I love how Savills made this sound fancy, but yes, like, it's a digital nomad. It means you're able to work anywhere. I guess strong internet connectivity, being in the center of the world in terms of time zones as well. Visa opportunities. We've decided on every week saying on here on Tuesday, saying how simplified the process has become. Yes. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're working for yourself, you can get visas here. So there's so many reasons. And then, as you said, it's just a great place to be if you can afford it
as well. And you know, by the way, whenever like I am out with my friends, all my friends go like, oh my God, how are those people actually, you know, like at the beach every day on like they can be like doing the nicest stuff on a Tuesday morning at like 12 p.m. or like, let's say like 10 a.m. and they're like, oh yeah, they're just like walking their dog. It's like, yeah, because they work remotely.
Do you think, I'm always the same, I always think it's crew, you know, I don't do morning gym anymore, but when I was, and you'd leave at like 8 or whatever time, and people would be strolling in, and you'd be like, what are you doing with your day? Are you not?
Literally
an office to be in.
Literally, my friends and I all the time go like, I just wish I can ask that guy what does he do?
What does he do?
Right. And I go like, yeah, I agree with you, but you know, he's probably like working from the comfort of his, I don't know, phone or,
you know, we'll just
iPad.
pick up the studio and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll just be like
but I would put it at West Beach, because you can see why the city is so attractive to people from around the world. Year-long sunshine. I know it's humid right now, but just in general, we wake up to sunny days, like very modern accommodation, it's clean, it's safe, it's efficient. If I was anywhere around the world, and I know we wave the flag for Dubai and the UAE, but I can see why, and how amazing to be recognised on this kind of international report. This isn't a locally made report, it's international, and we love
the recognition
from the international reports. Something also that we love is female representation, and we are so excited to welcome the founder of the UAE's first women's only football club. She's going to be with us after this very short break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Badria Faisal, who is making a huge impact in women's sports in the UAE. She is the founder of Banat FC, the first women's only football club in the country. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here and being, honestly, like, I love the fact that there's a football club for women. So my first question is, what inspired you to launch Banat FC on Emirati's Women's Day?
Well, I've been working in men's football my whole life, and I was always my goal in my life or in my career was elevating the representation of Arab sports and Arab football. So I always wanted to show the best of what we had, because there was always a misconception of, there's just a lot of money here, players are spoiled, there's no appreciation, but it was nothing like that, which I knew because I've worked with the league, a club, with players themselves. So I took it very personally and decided to do something for the industry on different levels. So whether with brands, telling stories that actually reflected Arab football or UAE football, and more personal stories. So I was always focused on the men's side of things. And then after shooting a campaign that I did in Egypt, which was one of my favorites, on my way back, I saw something on social media from a club in Saudi that really just made my blood boil a little bit, because it wasn't the content itself. It was just the formatting was off. It was not done with best practices in mind at all.
See?
Just very basic social media posts for clubs that have tons of money and international superstars, which felt wrong. It felt like if you have all that money to put into your club, the least you can do is hire one person that knows what they're doing and reflect that and represent it to the rest of the world. Because if they're only seeing this, then you're just making us all look bad. So at that point, I decided to start my own club. Instead of servicing clubs and consulting and trying to improve the industry with different partners, I decided to do my own thing, and I'll create that benchmark myself. And initially, it was a bit of a wild idea. I wanted to start a fake football club online, something that didn't exist, but recruit friends from the community, influencers, and make them footballers, create an actual kit, get sponsors, show them what I could do with a fake football club, which is better than what they had with a real one, and actually do something, turn it into a community project. And then a couple days after I saw, then a couple days after, I logged online from my office and saw the women's league here. And I looked up all the women's clubs, and none of them had an Arabic name. So I felt like there was a lack of representation, because all the men's clubs here in the Pro League, they're all Al-Nasr, Al-Wasl, they're all Arabic names. And that's when I decided, why waste my efforts on a fake club instead of actually helping a sector that I've honestly not given enough attention to at all.
Can we go back in time and just learn where your passion for football came from? When did you start playing? And also, I guess, being a woman growing up here, were there women's clubs when you were playing, when you were coming up the scene?
I've never played.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I've never played football. A lot of people think I did, but no, I was always I started as a football fan. So I lived in Italy in 2004. I was doing my master's there. And while I was there, I went to a stadium tour of San Siro. And there happened to be a game, so my friends from the language school and we just went and bought tickets for a not very exciting game apparently in the league. But when we sat to watch, I just fell in love with this one player's style of play, and I was like, what is he doing? And back then, there weren't any big screens. There wasn't any commentary that you could hear. So I'm like, who is this number 7? He's so good. And then I took myself to an internet cafe, because that's where you Google things back then. And I found out that was Andrei Shevchenko. And I think everybody knows the story of my line is Andrei Shevchenko changed my life, because that was a moment that I was really hooked on football and became a hardcore fan of AC Milan. Going to all their games, it became my life. And from there, becoming a fan, I did not think for a second that would lead to a career. Because I came back and I had done my master's with Lamborghini, actually, so I studied car design. I know that's also a little bit unexpected, but also not something I was expecting to work in. But I did learn from that I wanted to work in sports. And from working at Formula One to then having an opportunity at the Sports Council, I decided football was where I wanted to go.
Well, recently we celebrated Emirati Women's Day.
Yeah.
And in honor of Emirati Women's Day, how does the Banat Football Club, I would say, honor Emirati culture and value?
Well, one thing that's quite unique about us is that our club is built on Emirati values and respecting the tradition. So we are the first or only modest club in the UAE where the girls have to wear tights under their shorts out of respect to make everyone around feel not just comfortable, not just the girls that are on the pitch, but the parents who've always fought the idea of their daughters playing football because one of the reasons of it being an immodest sport. So how do we resolve this? How do we just work on the issues that the parents have with the sport and show them kind of a safe, nurturing, culturally inclusive environment where I feel like our club represents Dubai very well and that it has all the nationalities that we do see in Dubai, and I love that. And so modesty, respect, and the cultural inclusivity is very Emirati.
Love that.
Were there any, I guess, challenges along the way?
Many.
I'll stop there.
Many. I mean, this is a sport that's women's football here has existed here since 2005, which people don't know. A lot of people think Banat FC is the first club in the UAE, which is completely false. We have an incredible club here that's currently actually playing in the Women's Champions League. So we have the first Asian Women's Champions League just happened now. It's now the preliminary stage is on. And a club that we're all very proud of, Abu Dhabi Country Club. They just won their first 2 games, and inshallah they will win the next one and actually qualify. But that club is the club that really built the legacy in this country for those who know about women's football. So for other players mainly. But the issue was, and not just not for that from that club specifically, but the sport in general didn't have any representation. There was no attention. There was no media. And since that is my background, marketing, media, image building, of course I know how to do that, but many others, or most people I've worked with, or clubs, federations, whoever, didn't understand the importance of media, social media, photography, being out there. Because if you're not out there, who's going to know you? Who's going to look up to you? How are you going to be a role model? So that was a challenge in the beginning, getting people to understand what we were mocked a lot actually in the beginning. We were seen as by clubs only, so I know a lot of it was envy, so I'll take it. But we were seen as the club that's just about social media. Oh, it's just this club that just cares about the image. Well, If we are, then how come we won 10 out of our first 11 games?
Amazing.
So, we can do both, and that's what we're here to do. And we're very much performance focused, but the girls need to be performance focused. I need to work on developing this club and getting as much attention to the club because it helps the industry as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I love how you gave an open space for girls who are interested in football, because there's always this oh, girls can't play football and so on. So when are you open for open trials, and as well how can potential participants come to you?
So for the first team, we're very specific obviously about who joins the team, and we do very specific trials for them because most of our players are actually national team players from different countries, but very experienced players. But now, to cater to the demand that we've received through our email. So the day we launched, I put a small form on the website. If you're interested, join us and tell us your story. And I got almost 500 applicants from the UAE alone, and I was shocked. Every month or every day when I get something and I read their story, I'm like, I didn't know there were that many girls that played or wanted to play, and I felt so guilty that I never gave the women here the attention they deserved. And I felt like I had a much bigger opportunity to make a difference and kind of change their lives to the better a little bit if I helped them, gave them an opportunity to play. And that's why we just launched the Academy. So the Academy, which we also launched on Emirati Women's Day, being one of the first days that we had our tryouts, and now we're doing for under 12 to under 18, so girls as young as 10 years old to 18. will be wearing that Banat FC kit, getting professional training and playing in the leagues here and making their way up to the first team. So that's what we wanted to do, is to create a pathway from 10 to playing in the first team and representing a national team. And so now our trials are on Saturday and Sunday, and you just have to sign up on our website.
Amazing. It feels like it's the time for women's football internationally as well.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that you've got some national players on the team. Can you tell us a little bit about what the competitive scene is like here in the UAE? For those of us who just really would like I don't know, and I'd love to know how competitive, how good are we? Are we playing on an international level?
So if we're talking about club football. So club football is still something that's growing, which is part of why we exist. It's mainly right now academies with a senior team, and then they'll enter that senior team into the women's league. So we had 10 teams last year, but only 3 or 4 of us were clubs, not academies. So the difference is in academies, girls pay to play, like what we're going to do now with Banat FC, to develop them and get them to the level of a first team. So currently, because we don't have enough clubs, it is still a great way for the girls to get the best kind of competition out there, is to play in the league, of course, whether first or second division. But now things are changing, that we are getting more clubs also, not just since Banat FC, but there's other things popping up in Abu Dhabi, which really is the home of football here. So Abu Dhabi is where it all started and where it all grew. And I see it maybe taking a couple of years for football to potentially not necessarily go pro, but for the men's team. So the pro teams here, so when you say Al Wasl Club, Shabab Al Ahli, Al Nasser in Dubai, I think it'll take 1 to 2 years for them to have women's teams. To be able to play in Asia or the Champions League, in many other continents. So in Africa now, if you don't have a women's team, even if you're the winner of the African Champions League, you cannot play. So they're forcing all the clubs to start that, that part of the development for women. So I think that's going to happen very soon, and that's going to change everything here.
Well, Banat FC, why did you choose an Arabic name?
Because
and what is the meaning behind it?
No one else had an Arabic name. That was the reason I decided to start a women's club instead of my fake club. And Banat means girls.
Yeah.
It's the simplest name that I could come up with. And when I told my husband about it, he said, you know what, that's the first name that came to my mind too. Like, it's such a simple name, which I was advised against by some people in the industry. He said, don't do it. No one's going to take you seriously. You need like a heavy name. I'm like, okay, just leave the marketing to me. You do the rest. And it's worked so well because I wanted a name that would connect with any Arab girl. Anyone would understand it, and not just in the region. Anyone abroad would know Banat FC and immediately understand what it means, So, and we're here to educate. So the first line on our website is Banat is the Arabic word for girls. A lot of people living here don't speak Arabic. Did you know that Banat meant girls?
I learned recently in the last 24 hours.
But see, that's a good thing. So now you know the word that matters.
Yes, exactly. Jamila Banat.
Oh, I love that.
I want to ask, you mentioned that you're a modest club. I wonder, do you have any, or what advice, for example, would you give to people who are nervous about starting football for the first time? Maybe their moms haven't played it, but maybe they're keen. Have you had people reach out to you who just would like advice on the sport?
Yeah, I have. And especially now with the academy, we have some girls writing saying, they really want to play, but her father won't let her be photographed. And obviously we have to cater to all of that in the academy, not on the first team. On the first team, everyone has to have public social media accounts. Like, you're here to be role models and to change the game. So it's not about you, it's about showing everyone else what they can be. But for the academy, we have to respect these cultural boundaries and how families perceive things, because it's still very new. So we've been talking to families, we've been talking to parents, we've been reassuring them. We have girls that you can't photograph this one. All right, so everybody knows, everyone on the staff, do not photograph this girl at all. And as long as they're just having and something else. No, maybe I'll announce this one later. No, we'll do this one later. But we want to give everyone a chance to play football. So not just the professional players like the first team or the academy girls, 10 to 18. But there are a lot of older girls that wrote in their stories. I'm talking girls in their 30s, late 30s, saying it was always their dream to play, and they've never even seen a possibility. You know, they've never seen a place or a club that was out there for them to say, oh, you could actually play. And they talk about how sad it is that they missed out. And I want to try and give these girls as well, these women, a chance to play in a different kind of setting. But yeah.
Well, what can participants expect at your upcoming Open trials?
At the Academy trials, which is in Ripe Market, it's a great venue, which we've signed on with for the year. We're playing on an 11-a-side pitch. We have our first team coach who's actually coaching the under 18s and 16s together at the start before we split them up into levels. We have a great welcome kit for all the girls, of course, since we also just signed with Nike, which is huge for us.
Wow.
Yeah, this is massive. This is the first women's only team for Nike in the region. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
That's really great.
Thank you. It's huge. And we have events coming up. We're doing our jersey reveals, and the Academy girls are going to get to wear the same Nike jerseys, and you know, they're going to get to flex when they go out, you know, after training with their parents. And I can't wait to see that. My favorite thing is seeing girls with their parents after Academy trainings in all their Academy kits, and I can't wait to see Banat FC kits on everyone.
Well, we can't wait either.
So much. To the naysayers and the other clubs who said, why are you doing this social media? They have their answer.
There you go.
There you go. That is Badreya Faisal, the founder of Banat FC. Congratulations to you and the team. We cannot wait to hear more of the stories and follow it. That brings us to the end of the show on this Friday morning. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
Have a fabulous weekend. We'll be back here with you on Monday morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.